Alright, today I am going to be unassembling this KSRD box, mostly because I keep asking people what it looks like inside and nobody seems to know. And there's no videos of it, so figured today is the day. Now you can see that this is a Gen 1 KSRD manufactured. Looks like 12/11/2021. This has a rubber band holding it on, that's it. Kind of cheesy if you ask me, but this one band, so I just took the band off. And you can see all of these bolts, obviously were not stainless, they're all really rusting, so I'm actually going to replace these with stainless ones, but I'm not going to disconnect all the cables and everything here. I'm really just gonna unbolt the casing here, and we're gonna see if there's any parts I can grease or anything I could service, and then I want to see just what's inside the box here. Really curious, so let's crack her open. So I've been trying to get these bolts out and spraying them, and I'm like, why are these so difficult to get out? So here's the housing. Look how corroded this housing is already. But you could see why it's so hard to get out, and that's because the backside of these non-stainless bolts was exposed to salt water. Look at this. And the backside of all these bolts are seized in because of the salt water. So just to be clear for everybody watching this video, the KSRD works fine. It doesn't have any issues. I just am doing some maintenance on the ski, and I saw these rusty bolts here, and I figured, you know, these are going to get to a point where they're completely seized, and then if I actually do need to service the unit, I'll be shit out of luck because the bolts will be completely seized. Yeah, you can see the tips of these threads stick out of the bottom and got all corroded. Okay, I haven't seen this yet. This is the first time. This is my first time that I'm going to see this here, so. Oh, look at that. Not really what I expected at all. Pretty much all cast components. Pretty heavy duty, actually. So the good news is that this is a maintenance, we can do some maintenance on this. It does have that classic Kawasaki watertight connector, and you can see the cables look like they're decent quality. So you have two motors and then the control module in there. And that control module, the brand on it is Hilux. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to go ahead and remove these two Phillips right here. Alright, I have those two Phillips removed, and that's going to allow us to pull this little cap off. You can see it's got a plastic bushing there. It's got some grease on it. Probably could use more. It's pretty dry from the factory. So now this here, we're going to pull, but you got to disconnect the cable first. So you can see this is a little pin there. Just to pull that pin, see? Pull the pin. And then this washer looks like it's going to come off, okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this cable off. I don't know how, if there's a spring in here or something. Okay. I should be able to move that manually, right? Okay. So here's a blue paint pen. Might not need those marks, but again, this is kind of exploratory for me here, so okay. Let's just pull that off. Okay. Oh, look at that. So as part of the maintenance, you're going to go ahead and pull this planetary gear carrier out. And we're going to lube and clean everything up in here. Take a look at this assembly here. So there is your 2022 Plus KSRD box. I was told that they revised this box in 2023, but I have no clue what the new one looks like or how it's different. But I will tell you, this company, Hilux, that makes this module, they do make automotive window controllers. They make marine actuators that they use on various outboards. They make binnacles, binnacle shifters. So let's take a look now at the assembly here. So this is all aluminum. You can see this is the cap assembly. A little bit of grease from the factory. I mean, a sad attempt, if you ask me. So I'm going to be re-greasing that because all these cables are dry. And then this here, this is the planetary gear carrier assembly. It is plastic, but the gears themselves are steel. And they're pretty well lubricated. This is the casing here. The housing is all aluminum with a steel gear right here. This is made much better than some of the competitor units. The Kawi one here, no plastic gears. So really a good job, Kawasaki, on building this high quality unit. I mean, it really is heavy duty. All right, so in terms of maintenance, what I'm gonna do is clean up all this old grease. Then I am going to re-lubricate this, reinstall the carrier, put the cap back on, lubricate that, and then reconnect the cable and lubricate this part of the cable here. And then I'm going to put some grease on this O-ring, reassemble the casing. You can see that this had red Loctite on it, so that's why those bolts were so hard to get out. Even then, I am going to replace all those bolts with stainless ones, so I'll let you know the sizing for that. So the biggest downside of this actuator is that they made the cover here plastic. Really, I mean, it's not a bad plastic cover. It's let's say PP polypropylene. I mean, it's a decent cover, but the older trim modules had an aluminum cover. So I wish this had an aluminum cover. It would have been better quality than that plastic cover. So now what we're going to do is we're going to repack it. If you guys watch my channel, then you've seen this product. This is corrosion block waterproof marine grease. So I usually have a brush, but I can't find it. So with grease, and then I'm going to take my planetary gear carrier assembly and I'm going to go like this with each gear. Perfect. A little more for good luck, why not? The smaller gear goes downwards, obviously, like this. Okay, there you go. Then I'm going to go ahead, a little more grease. This is our actuator cap, and you can see from the factory they did try to put some grease in there. I don't know. I'm going to put my grease in. All right, so our cap is greased up, and if you remember, I made these little reference marks. All right, so we got our actuator cap back in place, and now this cable here, I tried to get the boot off and I couldn't, so I give up. But we're just gonna get some grease on that either way. I'm gonna get some grease right there at the junction point. All right, got our cable on there, and then we had this washer, and then we had this teeny little pin. I'm going to use these pliers to reinstall the pin, okay? There you go. Then here is our cap. You can see that the plastic piece has two notches that go in like that. Because that is a spinning assembly, I'm also going to make sure to grease the back side of this. Okay, like that. And we're going to install it right like that. You could see that there was a little bit of grease from the factory, but not as much as I think should be there. And now we have these two little Phillips screws, which I'm going to reinstall. What's the torque on all these? I don't know, because Kawasaki doesn't have a section on this in the manual. It's pretty much says it's not serviceable. So for those of you who are wondering, this one is the trim actuator, and this one here is the KSRD reverse bucket actuator. Okay, so our trim actuator has been serviced. You could even see that blue grease I packed in under the cap right there. So now we're going to go ahead and remove the top bracket for our reverse bucket actuator. Again, 2 Phillips. Okay, we're going to remove our top cap. Basically dry from the factory. So thank you for that, Kawasaki. Stingy with the grease. So again, you could see that I'm going to make some reference marks right here. Just so when we put that back, we remember the exact position it was in. Don't want to screw up the system, right? And then while those paint marks dry, we're going to use a small pliers here. This little clip. Again, there you go. And the washer. Then we're going to go ahead and pop the cable off. There's our assembly. Very little grease. Graphene, like moly grease, I don't know, but there's some yellow grease and there's some black grease. And so either way, what I'm gonna do is just clean everything up, and we're gonna apply some fresh grease to this. So I'm curious to see what kind of motors are in here. So let's pull that motor out, and I didn't do it with the other one, but let's pull this one out and see if we can see what brand that is or where it's made. Okay, so this piece was over the casing. Pretty high quality piece there. Here you go. Let's see. So it turns out this is actually a window motor, which I suspected when I saw them. And this part number here cross-references with a Honda CRV. So there you go. Honda CRV. Now I do believe the gear that's on here is different than the you'd find on like a normal Honda part. But you might be able to change out the motor. That might be exactly the same. It really is clean. It doesn't have any issues, so I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall it. All right, so I'm just gonna reinstall this whole assembly here. Here is our gear carrier base. All right, then we're gonna do the same thing we did with the other one. I'm gonna add some fresh marine grease. This is our planetary gear carrier assembly. That's what I'm calling it. Make sure I get marine grease on all these gears so that my KSRD system functions properly. Okay, now we're going to reinstall this bearing carrier. Again, you might have to play with it a little, get these gears aligned till it meshes. Okay. All right, then here is our cap. And you could see that this there was a feeble attempt from the factory to add grease. We're going to reapply, and then there's this little channel right here. Going to make sure that's got plenty of grease. This is a gearbox, and so grease. Okay. You can see that this was like right there. Perfect. It barely had any. So there you go. Fully coated. Okay. reinstall that. Okay, cable's in place, and here's our washer. Gonna put grease on the washer. All right, then you're gonna reinstall the little clip. I think I got it right here. There you go. And then we're just gonna put a little more grease on the cable here. And basically, that is it for the KSRD actuator. It's there's not much else we can do with it there. Again, I did grease that O-ring. Now here is the cover. And you can see the cover is a little dirty. So I'm gonna clean this cover up. I hate that it's a plastic cover. That really bothers me. It would be much nicer if it was an aluminum cover. All right, so here are my new stainless steel bolts. So these are M6 by 1 by 1.25 pitch thread. I just got these from my local West Marine. They are A2, which is about, I believe it's 304 stainless equivalent. Now, the other thing is that this actuator is mounted, the aluminum casing was mounted directly against the hull. So that means that vibration is getting transferred from the hull into the box here. So I wanted to mitigate that. So what I did is I had this, this is just literally a piece of, this was a rubber diamond plate. And I had an extra piece of it. So what I wanted to do is I cut this and I'm just gonna position it. Of course, I gotta get the strap. So I'm gonna position it right there behind where the actuator goes. And then I'm gonna put the actuator back in place, which you can see is really doesn't take much to mount it. So there's the actuator. And then I'm gonna reattach this strap. All right, so I got my band back in place. I've got that rubber damper pad behind the actuator, and I've got this band resecured. And you can see that it actually, if you take yours right now and you go like this, you can see that it actually will move a little bit. With that rubber pad back there, it's held in place a little bit better, and it has a little more tension on this band, so it's going to be held in place a little bit better. So hope this video was helpful. Again, I've serviced my KSRD actuator. I have upgraded the hardware to stainless steel, and I upgraded the mounting a little bit by adding a rubber damper pad behind it. So hopefully that'll extend the life and performance of this KSRD Kawasaki Smart Reverse and Deceleration Actuator box. As always, thank you guys for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more exclusive jet ski content, only on JD's Waterworld.